All right, so up next, we got a couple of brown men's entering the octagon, which I'm super pumped for.
Jesus.
So, on one end, we got Arman Tsarukyan. Is that how you say it? Or Tsarukyan?
Tsarukyan, yeah.
His last name?
Arman Tsarukyan.
It sounds like Hadouken.
That's a great name. Yeah,
sure.
great name.
So, he's rocking that 15 and 2 record, sorry. At 24 years old, man, this guy seems like an absolute specimen. He lost his debut back in 2019 to Islam Makhachev, and he's followed that up with back-to-back wins against Olivier Aubin-Mercier and Davi Ramos. So
Canadian, French-Canadian, baby.
I could only assume. So I had to give it a little bit of that French-Canadian flair. On the flip side, we have Fessy from The Challenge stepping into the ring. I'm just playing, man. He looks a lot like Fessy, but we got Nasrat Haqparast out of Germany. He rocks that 12-3 record. He made his UFC back in 2017, and he's gone 4-2 since. Most recently, he knocked out he won by decision to Alex Munoz in August of 2020. So let's see if he can give Arman all he can handle here.
Well, this is a fight that's actually a little interesting to call. It's going to be a very fun fight. Don't get it twisted. This might be one of the most fun fights on the card. That's really hard to say, right? With Chandler, Hooker, with the McGregor, Poirier coming in here, but it really will be in the top 3 or 4. It's because they're going to strike. These guys are not going to be going to the ground at all. I think Arman Tsarukyan actually has a pretty interesting looking ground game, but with Ramos, he really just kept it standing the whole time. We saw him land some pretty nice strikes, especially towards the end where he stunned him quite a bit, had him on his back foot, even dropped him. I think that we're going to see some of those punches come into play. It's going to be a striking battle. I think cardio is going to play a big factor if these guys don't get the job done early. I think that if these guys don't try to go to the ground at all, it's going to be a bit of a long, grueling striking battle, which everyone's going to assume. And why I keep emphasizing the striking is when you look at their takedowns average per 15 minutes, we got 1.33 for Arman, and that's not. You think that's funny? We got 0.22 for Haqparsat.
Come on.
Yeah, you want the best
These
part?
Guys are gonna throw.
Then the best part about that's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 UFC fights. In 7 UFC fights, Haqparsat has 0.22 takedowns. So that's
one. One.
And the big thing for me is when you look at on the opposite end, it's only 3 fights, right? So I think that's where you might even give him the edge in all around game, because in the tape that I've seen, especially international fights, he's actually shown some I guess what you would call some prowl. We've seen him kind of set his takedowns up, use his strikes for those reasons, not just try to go for the knockouts and stuff like that. Someone definitely sent him the memo from Dana White and crew about, just going buck wild with the strikes, but I've definitely seen some interesting gameplay when it comes to the groundwork. So that also has me leaning a little bit more in the Tsarukyan direction.
These guys are going for bonuses, man, every time. Yeah, so let's dive right into the lines here in terms of favorite. Who do you think it is?
Yeah, I mean, I have to lean Tsarukyan. I just think it's really hard not to. He's a big prospect in the UFC. When you look at his loss, Islam Makhachev, are you kidding me? That's a massive name in this sport. And so, at the end of the day, I'm going Arman Tsarukyan at. You know what? I was going to keep it low, but I got dummy on those last ones, so I'm going to go at a -300.
Ooh, let's give him that bell, boys. Let's give him that bell. He's right on the cusp of it. He's a -250 favorite, so at 300,
wow.
We're going to give that to you. Yeah, we're going to give that one to you.
I mean,
just glance at the updated line. It's still -250, so it looks like that one is staying packed right now.
So let's defend Haqparsat just a little bit, right? So we talk about how his ground game might be a little weak, but let's talk about how good his striking is, right? His only loss in recent time is to a guy by the name of Drew Dauber. Might have heard of him. He's an early knockout by Drew Dauber is only a life lesson, right? You're going to learn from that process as an MMA fighter. Other than that, he's been pretty solid when it comes to strike game. Mark Diakiese, that's a guy who came in with a lot of hype, but he's getting stopped pretty often here. And I think Haqparsat has shown that he can kind of strike in the UFC, but we'll see how much of that can really, shine through against a guy like, Arman Tsarukyan, who I think might have that all-around game. For me, it's the defense, right? We're talking about two guys who really strike well. Haqparsat is the best striker. He's actually the better striker by far. But I think we might see a guy who might mix it up a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing these guys throw some bows and see where it lands. It must be another one that you say, just make your popcorn and just go chill and watch out.
It's funny because the more I think about it, the more I kind of check this fight out. I just think that this line's a little crazy. It's a little too far, but we'll see. We'll see closer to the fight.
Yeah, in a fight that has coined a puncher's chance, it can go either way. So stay tuned for that one. So that was an absolute treat. That wraps up UFC 257. Enjoy the card this weekend, guys. It's going to be a real treat. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe, hit that bell button. Make sure you give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter. All our information is below. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. Anything else you want to touch on, Siraj?
Happy birthday to the GOAT. Peace.
Later, guys.